Oh, don't people know I'm on a road test? Oh. Okay, BMW R9T racer in BMW Motorsport colours. Looks bloody lovely. Right, let's get the shocking bit out of the way first. It is extreme riding position. Obviously, I'm used to riding around on my GS, and I haven't been on something like this in a while. But you know, the seat is pretty good. The knees under me isn't too bad, but the stretch to the bars is pretty extreme. I sort of get it. You know, it's going back to the age-old racer, you know, from the 70s, where they would have had, I don't know, a standard bike, and then they would put clip-ons, and you know, you were down behind the bubble all the time. So I sort of get the styling of it, but whether I could live with this for much more than an hour, I don't know. But what are you going to do on this thing? You know, it's going to be an A-road blaster, isn't it? You're going to get out of your garage, you're going to ride it down a nice A-road with some beautiful sweeping corners, and go to the nearest pub with your mates. So, you know, it's not something that you're going to go touring on. The clocks are a little busy. You can read the speedos, but they are quite close together. And another thing I'm not sure about, how dark. I can see the clock there, but it's quite dark. And I can see the gear indicator in there. I'm in fourth, but it's quite dark. Right, so I'm going to head out of town, because this is not the sort of bike that you want to ride around town on. Let's get it on the open road, and I'm going to try and not incriminate myself with any video footage, so we'll see how we do with that. Gearbox is nice, Snicks in the gear, just lovely. Right, here we go. Here we go, proper roads. Oh, it's lovely. Okay, suspension is really nice. Forks, I think they're non-adjustable type. I must have a look around. We'll pull over in a bit and we'll have a look around the bike, but at the moment I'm just going to enjoy the ride. So bear with me while I enjoy myself. Oh, listen to that sound. Just pulls, what am I in, third, 90-degree corner, down to nothing, down to 2,000 RPM there, and I'm back on the gas. Excuse my language. Instantly, straight away, you don't notice the seating position. As soon as you get out onto the open road, tip it into a corner. Oh, hang off the bike. Bit of a weave and a wallow there, but nothing horrible. Okay, I take it back about the seating position. It's no problem at all. On roads like this, you don't notice it. Around town, yes, you are on the bars. You know, if you if you want to know what it's like, go and kneel down, okay, and get in the press up position and stay like that for 20 minutes. That's what it feels like. But as soon as you get going and the wind is on your chest, it lifts you off the bars a bit. No problems at all. Okay, one finger on the brake is enough to slow it down. They're not fantastic brakes, but they're good enough. Yeah, there's a massive difference between the way I felt about it when I first got on it to how I'm feeling on it now on this A road. There's a huge difference. If you go and test ride one of these, you're probably not going to enjoy it unless you get out onto a road like this and start to open it up. Just because of that, as I keep saying, that riding position is quite an extreme over the tank position, but the bike comes into itself when you're on a road like this. It's quite slow turning, but it's stable. I think there's a steering damper. Yeah, I can see it actually. There is a steering damper. Is it a yeah, it's a non-adjustable type. Ah, fuel. Okay, I need fuel. That's not a surprise. Okay, when the fuel light comes on, it seems to be counting up how many miles you've done since the fuel light came on. I doubt you'll be able to pick it up on the camera, but since the warning light came on and the fuel gauge came up, it's not a gauge, it's a petrol pump. I thought it was a gauge with one segment in it, but it's not. It's actually a petrol pump. So it's showing how many miles I've done since that came on. You know, the forks handle all the bumps. It's nothing harsh. It's a firm ride, but there was a massive pothole then I just went over, and the forks dealt with it really well. You know, it feels like a quality product. I think these are just under £11,000 UK. You know, and there are a lot of bikes in that market, in that price range. So you've got to really want a BMW R9T racer over everything else. But you know, it's shaft drive. You know, I don't think there's many more cons. I think there's ABS. Got to wave to everybody on a bike, even the scooter riders. It's very civilized, you know. To the engine. Oh, come on, birds, go on. Bloody wood pigeons, they're the bane of my life. Side stand could probably do with being an inch longer. So you lean it over, it's a freaking long way. Witness the torque reaction. So a little bit of character. Right, sorry about that. Nice cup of tea with my mate Grimboy. He's got a river at the bottom of his garden. Lovely little spot. Had a couple of trout swimming around. He even had a monk jack deer come into his garden. Quite lovely. See, this is in this sort of traffic. This is where this bike just feels a little uncomfortable. It gets some looks as well. It does get some looks. 7 litre fuel tank, 17 litre fuel tank, which is probably enough, if I'm honest, especially with that reach to the bars. You'll probably be grateful to get off it. Alright, number 1, please. I think the spokes are an option. Optional extra. I don't know what they cost. Again, you know, because people watch videos like this all over the world, it's probably best if you look up the costings where you are. And I'd imagine there's all sorts of optional extras. You can get case protectors, you know, sits on the end. Yeah, the only thing I don't think I'm going to like about it, or if I owned one, the only thing I don't think I'd like about it is the crud that the front wheel would throw up on the front of the engine casing there and on that front exhaust. I don't know if there's some sort of protector that you can get. I'm sure somebody does, like a carbon fibre protector you can stick on the front. See that torque reaction? I like it. If I haven't answered all your questions, write a comment at the bottom and I'll try and answer them the best I can. So this thing produces 110 horsepower. This moves along nicely. Plenty fast enough. It handles well enough. I'm sure on a track day, you know, you'd find a few quirks with it being shaft drive, and probably with the engine cases or the pots sticking out as far as they do. So it probably has its limitations if you did a track day. But as a road bike, it's great. But people aren't going to buy these to do track days. You know, I'm in 6th gear, 45 mile an hour, 2,500 RPM, and it's pottering along. I'm not going to change down, and I'm just going to blast by this. In fact, I can go by both of them. You know, just open the throttle, and you're by. Nice and torquey. Same again, top gear, open up the throttle, and you're by. Here grips come as standard. Does sound good. Okay, I've got a police car in front, so I've got to behave myself. Not that I haven't not been behaving myself, of course. So I'm going to sum it up. You know what? I like it. I like it. There's a couple of things that you've got to get used to. Like I said, the stretch of the bars is quite extreme. When you're on the open road and you're tucked in behind that screen and you're giving it some, you don't notice it at all. You're smiling too much to even care, to be honest. Yeah, the front engine casing, that eventually will get the odd stone chip. You know, it'll get pebble dash, won't it? So, you know, that's a little niggle. Another nice thing about it, if you go down to a local bike meet or a pub or anything like that, there ain't going to be many of them there, are there? So, I'm nearly home. Comments down below. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to all my beautiful subscribers, as always. Until next time, Kaiser Wilhelm